This video will introduce you to the first scenario, how to design and hold an online course. You want to prepare for holding an online course so that your students can enjoy your lectures from the comfort of their own homes. You want to work together with your students during a lecture or interact with them in a variety of other ways that require verbal communication. You want to work together on a project as part of your project group, distribute tasks and make sure everybody works their fill. You want to provide a more inclusive experience for your students during a lecture with few participants focused around interactivity and activation. That absolutely makes sense. As you may know, learning success can greatly increase if students not only are provided materials and content, but are also supported in the solving of various tasks and are encouraged to partake in discussions. You may find yourself facing the problem that presence lectures are not possible for a variety of reasons, such as recent developments or students being abroad. Digital resources allow you to cooperate and communicate with your students, synchronic and asynchronic, verbally and non-verbally, to really make them feel immersed in your class. A variety of technological and didactic measures are being used to support us reach this goal. Let us start with what you need. There's no need to feel anxious, and you don't need a film crew or professional equipment. You can just start your lectures from the comfort of your own home. All you need is a laptop and a microphone, and maybe a webcam. Keep in mind that your students won't be able to watch you as closely as they could at the university. They rather use their smartphones, laptops and tablets and respond to you through those. Let's move on to the softwares you will need. The core priority is that all attendees can see you and each other, and more importantly, hear you, meaning both you and your students can talk to each other. For this purpose, we use so-called video conference tools. Through the German Research Network, or DFN, you can gain access to DFN Conf, or as an alternative, use the university's own license for Skype for Business. It's important that you stick to fewer tools recommended by the university, otherwise this could lead to confusion among your students. It is possible to engage in verbal or visual communication through a tool like this. Visual meaning you can see the responses of your students. For example, they can nod. Personally, I found it very helpful being able to see the reactions of my students. A lot of times even a simple nod can be enough. Now we shall focus on tools that allow non-verbal communication and allow you to engage in written conversation. Sometimes a binary feedback can help, such as a yes or no or ABCD. Tools also exist for cases like these. Sometimes it can also prove helpful being able to write together on a text document with your entire course, so that all the students can formulate their thoughts at the same time. We use different tools contained within Moodle together with other systems if needed. The main question you might asking yourself now would be, how do I combine all these tools into an easy to use, engaging, interactive course for my students? I shall now provide a variety of suggestions to help guide you through this process. On screen you can see a 6-step roadmap that works quite well for standard moderation purposes. It was developed by Joseph Seifert, and we shall accompany our biker on his journey through this map. Phase 1 is the introductory phase. The main focus here is introducing yourself and giving your attendees a clear outline or perspective on the topic, time schedule and work requirements of your course. In phase 2, we collect topics we want to talk about in this meeting. but you can also provide your own topics. The important part is that you ask your students for feedback if they feel the provided topics are complete, want to add any on, and ensure they feel comfortable with your resources. Phase 3 is all about structure. Choose your topics, sort them after priority, and specify what you want to work on today. The fourth phase is the largest one. This one is all about working on your topics. You can use a variety of tools, engage in verbal and non-verbal solutions, and use a variety of moderation methods and tools. In phase 5, we create a to-do list with assignments and also distribute those tasks. In phase 6, we close the topic, reflect and summarize the important aspects. You'll also need a lot of space for this phase, since you want your students to feel engaged. This is a very good opportunity to do so, because you can start a discussion or similar thing. Let's take a look at phase 4 again. In this phase, you're able to gather information together with your course to develop insightful perspectives. Also, you can develop ideas and work on a solution with your students. Furthermore, you can analyze those problems with your course beforehand. Developing solutions falls into the same category as discussing ideas. This can be very helpful to make progress and really develop your course. Finally, if you want to make well thought out decisions, you can also discuss those decisions beforehand to receive a yes or no, A or B type of response. You'll make the best choice of method if you stay focused on the aim of your course and your intent with it, what you want to provide your students, and if you have a clear goal in mind to work towards. Let's get back to the procedure of your course, on which I want to provide a few more tips related to online. Before the course starts, please test your system of choice so you know the function of each and every button. Use Moodle as your main platform. You can put all your important links, infos and everything else there, so it's easily accessible by your students. Inform your students beforehand where they can find the conference tool, what its password is, what the link is, and also if you'll record this session. This is very relevant in case students have to provide their name and it would be visible on the recording. It should not happen that you can see your students' real names on recording. Now I'll talk about how to get started. Maybe you can ask a colleague about the technological aspect or consult an e-tutor of the FBZHL. Make rules if your students have to turn on their microphones, if they should use a webcam, and set up the chat function so you can still communicate with students that don't have either of those. If you want to gather and collect information or note down important discoveries made during your course, I recommend using Etherpad or Padlet. Naturally, include these links in Moodle as well. After that, topics will be determined. Don't worry if someone chooses a topic that you didn't expect. Interactivity thrives on the students being able to participate and being involved. Stay flexible and make the best of it. Of course, being well prepared doesn't hurt either. Please look into our accompanying materials as well. Many materials and tools are introduced there separately. Try to prepare the ones most important to you and always have a clear goal in mind when choosing. Where do you want to go with your course? And how will the students profit? Let's take a quick look at number 5 again. It is recommended that you document all the tasks you implement. Spoken language tends to be very elusive, and if there are tasks, students should always be able to look them up at any time. Moving on to number 6, Keep in mind, it is only natural to make mistakes in the beginning. Just reflect on where you can improve. You don't need to be perfect, but if you create a good learning environment for your students, you'll be able to receive lots of positive response. Also, enable your students to ask questions and thank them for participating. Furthermore, having a good plan is something that really helps a lot. If you need any support planning an online moderation, you can contact us at the FBZHL. We'll gladly look into your inquiries and are happy to provide our support. Finally, we would like to encourage you to gather feedback from your students and invite you to give us feedback on this video. We wish you lots of success when designing your course and hope we were helpful in realizing your ideas.